ready for UFC 299 this weekend? Well, I got some exciting news for you UFC fans. I have teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you the ultimate fight night experience. Imagine this, you're a new customer to DraftKings, you place an initial wager, and if that bet doesn't hit, no sweat. You will get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet up to $1,000. Just download the DraftKings app. Make sure you sign up using my promo code Sonnen. The crown is yours. And DraftKings has got something for the existing customers as well. All customers get SGP insurance every day. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your initial bet if one leg of your SGP loses. Minimum number of legs required and maximum bet varies. If sportsbook betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. Download the DraftKings app right now. New customers, use my promo code Sonnen and get a no sweat bet. That's promo code Sonnen only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You guys are seeing a report. Mike Tyson gonna box Jake Paul. Mike Tyson's gonna fight Jake Paul. Mike Tyson's coming out and box and fight Jake Paul. I don't have inside information. We'll share that with you. I don't think that's right. Not only do I not think that's right, I don't even think that's what you read. I think that you thought that you read that. All right, I'm getting kicked out of my room, guys. Bear with me here, right? We're going live. Hi, ladies. Thank you. I'll come out. Help yourself, please. Thanks, guys. Not only do I not think that's going to happen, I don't think that you read that. Well, what am I talking about? What kind of a claim is that? What kind of a claim is that to make by me? I don't think you read it. Now, feel free to pull up your .com right now. Feel free to screenshot it, smear it right in my face. But I haven't read it. Not what ESPN.com said, who was the first to report it. It's not what TMZ's website said. It said Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. It said Jake Paul signs against Mike Tyson. But words like versus and against are not the same thing as saying boxing and fighting. Very weird speculation by me. I mean, in all fairness, that's a strange comment for me to make. But I gotta stand by it. Why would they possibly be doing that? And I know you all think that you have the answer, and I know the answer is money. I get that, believe me. I was a prize fighter. I was a shyster, a hustler. I would understand that concept, but I don't understand why you think that or where you think they're going to get the money. I'm going to break it down for me. Mike Tyson, who's made tens of millions of dollars, and it's not what you made, it's what you got left, but he's doing pretty good. Versus Jake Paul, who's rich. Mike Tyson doesn't have a lot of ways to make big paychecks at this point, but he can make a decent paycheck a lot of times. But I'll listen to you. I mean, if you think it's a cash grab, I will admit that at this point in his life, 55 years old, unlike anybody else that used to be an athlete, you can't just go out and get $10 million in a night. It would be a special thing. I will admit that. Where's that money coming from? When you say this is about money, when you say you're irritated by this, when you say that this shouldn't happen, it's all about the money. When you say those words, oh, can you leave that? I left my key in there. Can you? Thank you, young lady. Thank you. You guys are fast, by the way. Man, these girls either do not like, there's something about or we don't have we're not understanding each other. I don't know. Because they have not said so much as hello to me. I mean, you throw a guy a little something. All right, well, I came out to give them a tip as a way of gaining favor, so they're gone. They cleaned my room that amount of time. By the way, was that 3 minutes? Was that about 3 minutes? I've never had a room clean that fast. I live on the road and live at a hotel. That has never happened before. All right, shout out to the cleaning crew. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to this, though, for a very specific reason, right? And it comes back to what I learned from the genius Jacques Vallée. I actually learned it from the genius Douglas Crosby, who learned it from the genius Jacques Vallée. But there was a period of time where society believed that there was aliens, and the stories were stupid. Area 51. There's a city the size of Manhattan, underground, and that's where the aliens are. This was believed. This was believed by generals from the military that had retired, former agents of the CIA, people that worked at the Pentagon. I mean, as though any of that would equal aliens underground. You don't think a madman can work at the CIA or the Pentagon or be in the military at a high level? It's just weird when people try to do that. I'm a doctor, and he says, shut up. But Jacques Vallée just said this: if you have aliens underground, who takes out the garbage? That was it. And he was on the floor of the United States Congress. And there was Congress people that believed our government was keeping secrets and that we had aliens in a city the size of Manhattan under Area 51. And Jacques Vallée said, if that's true, who takes out the garbage? They said, what do you mean? He said, well, if it's the size of Manhattan, I've been to Manhattan, there's a lot of garbage, so somebody would have to take out garbage there. Who does it? I don't ever see the trucks. I don't see people going in. I don't see them leaving. Who takes out the garbage? This is the question he asked on the floor of the United States Congress. And they all sat there dumbfounded. And this was in the 70s. They still don't have an answer to that question. And they never answered the question, but they attempted to move on. Well, we think there's a spaceship under there, and my dad told me, and he was a colonel's friend's neighbor's daughter's mistress. Keeps going around. And the reason I challenge you on that is when you say they're going to fight for the money, what money? And I want you to answer that question. And please do not tell me pay-per-view, whatever you do. If there's any business on the face of this earth that you don't know anything about, it's pay-per-view. I would rather get advice from you about open heart surgery than I would about pay-per-view. I'm not trying to be a jerk to you. You know nothing about it. There are experts in pay-per-view that con massive companies into doing events on pay-per-view and charge them a fortune right before they put them out of business. So the pay-per-view model that has been hacked and destroyed, and the streams going on TikTok alone, they're not doing it through pay-per-view. All right, great. They're doing it through sponsors. Bull, you know what. What sponsor do you think wants to be on a 27-year-old kicking the hell out of a senior citizen? I mean, when you're going to tell me something stupid like that, follow it up. If you're going to tell me the aliens are underground, you got to tell me who takes out the garbage. Is his name Charlie? Is it Bill? Do you know him? Have you applied for the job? Was there an opening and you missed it? So if you're going to tell me they're going to get sponsors, tell me what company you think is going to sponsor a 27-year-old beating up a senior citizen. Okay. Now that you've struck out twice, you don't have pay-per-view and you don't have sponsors, you have one arm left, which is Livegate. What do you think they're going to sell tickets for? Now there's 80,000 of them. Boy, that's a lot of tickets. Could they get $100 per ticket? That'd be good. An average of $100, do the math on that. 180,000 times. Can you count that high? Okay, great. Both guys make millions a fight. Jake Paul makes so much money. Jake Paul pays his opponents $1 million of $2 million, a minimum. Now, obviously, Mike's getting a lot more than that. I'm just sharing, Jake Paul's a very generous guy. It was one thing that he really believed in and he wanted to do in the industry is make sure he treated people right. So he paid far above market wage. But I'm just sharing that simple number of 2 million with you. Because when you times 100 by 80,000, you didn't get anywhere near 2 million. And that would just be for a guy's purse. That's not the expenses and the card and the marketing and the setup and the production and everything that goes into it. So when you tell me that Mike Tyson's gonna fight Jake Paul and they're going to do it for the money, please tell me who takes out the garbage. What money are you talking about? And no part of this am I giving Jake Paul or Mike Tyson a hard time. I will fight Jake Paul tonight and I would fight Mike Tyson tonight for the very reason that we're discussing, the money. Right now, walk out. In fact, I'll fight them both right now. No warning, no mouth, no nothing. I'll walk out and do it, right? You could probably relate to that to some degree. But who's gonna pay me? Why don't I walk outside and fight them? Why don't I walk outside and fight them both right now? Why, guys? The only reason I'd be fighting them is for the money, and there's nobody to pay me that money. So, when you start to think about this from any logical standpoint, and you're back to square one asking yourself, why are they fighting? Why did somebody sanction this? Then you gotta go back to the headlines that you read, and you gotta realize none of them said box, and none of them said fight. They said against, signed to, and versus. And that could have changed. Maybe you go to the website right now and you could prove me wrong. But I don't believe the match is happening. I know in many states the match would be illegal because there is a weight discrepancy. Jake Paul has never fought before above 185 pounds, and Mike Tyson has never fought below heavyweight. You could only move 2 classifications, and that would be 4. Just by example, would not even be legal. Giving you my prediction early, but I'm giving you it as the smartest guy that you know. Not only do I not think they're competing, I don't think that's what the headline you think you read said.